Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Schlage number 35100 FG. This is a 5-pin original Schlage key blank. 35100 means that it is embossed on one side with the name. It's blank on the other side, which gives you a handy place to do any sort of stamping that you want to do, or engraving can be done in that area if you have an engraving machine. This should be a pretty unusual tool for just anyone to have, but you could do that. This is an FG blank, and it's stamped letters FG. That makes this part of Schlage's obverse, conventional obverse keyway family. FG is a relationship, FG is a reference to the profile of the key blank, its wards, its broaching, the shape of the key blank itself. Okay, what determines whether or not this will insert itself into a cylinder is based on the keyway, the broach that's done to the cylinder plug. It's an FG keyway is the bottom line. Obviously, the most common key blank on planet Earth most likely is the Schlage C, in the same family of the conventional obverse key blanks. What does that really mean? Well, it may mean absolutely nothing to you, and it doesn't matter. You've got some FG locks that you need FG blanks for. Here you go. A 35101 would mean it's a 6-pin. You might have FG. We had an old customer who had us order, this client was a customer probably from the 1960s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. And I forget his name, but he put FG onto his home because it was all Schlage A-line, B-series, maybe the old E-grip he may have had. And the reason he wanted FG, and he's a landlord, so he's dealing with locks all the time, he wanted FG because he wanted to make it just difficult for someone to just go get a copy of a key made, like at a home center. Well, it would have been just a neighborhood hardware store at that point. Because FG, while it's not protected, it's not patented, it's not restricted, it's just uncommon. So you're not going to walk into anywhere and get them. We don't stock them. I would argue that most hardware distributors don't stock an FG, but you can certainly order them. So you might have an FG just because it's unusual or less common for that reason alone. You might also have FG because you may be involved in a system where you are using the advantages of a multiplex system. And that's a fancy word for belonging to a family of other cylinder plugs, other keyways, that can work compatibly in a hierarchical system. I don't think I made that any less complex. Do this. Scroll down below this video. You'll see the tree, the multiplex tree of Schlage's classic keyways. You'll see where the FG lies in relationship to those 8 keyways that are down there. The C, the CE, the E, the EF, the F, the FG, the G. You will see on top of the FG sits a K, and that K has arrows going to the F, FG, and G. Okay. Then you'll see on top of K is an L. Okay. What that means is this. You've got lock sets that have cylinders in them, and it can be any of those 8 keyways, including FG. You could order an FG key blank and fit it into your FG cylinder. You could also order a K key blank, a 35100K, and that K blank, that multi-section key, will go into the F, FG, and G cylinders. Why would you need to do that? Well, you don't want to do it for no reason. There's no reason to have a K blank if you have just FG locks, because that blank will be marginally compromised because it's made to go into all of those 3 keyways. But a multiplex system could be very successfully applied if you have a system by which it could be very simple. Like in my life, I have a system that will not be unlike this. There is the home. Then there's the garage door. Okay, this example will have 2 different keyways. Let's just say F, G, and G. 2 different keyways. Let's say that I put FG on the house. the back door, the front door, the side door, the garage door, whatever, it's all FG. Let's say I put a G on the garage alone. The purpose of the G on the garage alone is to give the G key to the landscaper who needs to get in there to get supplies or whatever to cut the lawn once a week or whatever it might be. Well, I don't want to walk around with an FG and a G blank. I'm going to walk around with only a K blank, which means I got one key to go to my garage and my house. The landscaper's G key will only go in the garage, and in fact, it will not even insert into the cylinder plug of the FG cylinders on the home. It's preventing keys from passing cylinders that they're not meant to go. Now, take that simple 2 keyway system and now think of a building that's 8 stories tall. Just 8 because there's 8 keyways. And there are manufacturers of multiplex systems that can do systems greater than 8 keyways and those that can do less than 8 keyways. Imagine I've got an 8-story building and I've got 8 different tenants. I'm the owner of the building. I'm going to walk around with an L because the L will pass the C, the CE, the E, the EF, the F, the FG, the G keyways. My first floor tenant, he's going to rock around with the C keyway. My second floor tenant will have CE, then E, and up the 8 floors. I can walk around with the L and go to every door. That would be a reason to use it. Another reason to use a multiplex system would be if you've got one system, one huge building of thousands of locks. Let's say you're a Division 10, a Big 10 school, and you've got a campus literally of thousands of locks. You're going to run out of change key numbers in a master pinning system quickly on a 5-pin, very quickly on a 5-pin, or even a 6-pin. The way to be able to expand your ability to have change key numbers is that you can use the same change key numbers by just using 2 different keyways. So I can have a bidding on a 5-pin key that's 32322 in a C keyway. I can have the door in the next building over, the next dorm room. Let's say there are 5 dorm buildings. They're all the same, 32322, except that it's a CE. Those 2 keys will not interchange because they physically can't go into each other, even though the pins on the inside are identical. So in that sort of environment, your custodian of dorms can walk around with an H multi-section blank, which will go through C, CE, and E. Anyway, I think I've beleaguered the point. It could just be an FG, or it could be used to greater effect based on locksmithing principles. Finally, there is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Schlage products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. I'm quite partial to Schlage and Schlage locks, and it's certainly because those part numbers and the history of their locks over the last 25 plus years I'm most familiar with. But it's also because there's a contact that in the technical support department at Schlage that I've never met, and I may have only spoken to on the phone once over several years, but this person always, 100% of the time, responds to my technical questions very promptly, and it just shows that Schlage is a company that supports their products, deserves your consideration, because they are so great when it comes to, I need help with your product that I've already paid for. Help me. We're great at that. Any questions on the Schlage 35100 in an FG key blank? Sold as each, by the way. This client ordered 25. Or any other Schlage product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.